Today's lesson is multiplying with exponents. Multiplying with exponents. So here's your rule. Make sure you get this down. If you have a number a to the m power times another number a to the nth power, notice a and a, your bases have to be the same. These two big numbers have to be the same. The exponents can be different. Equals a to the m plus n. So you would add your exponents. As long as a is not 0. As long as a is not 0. Hey, it's okay. For example, x to the 4th times x to the 3rd. Notice I have two x's, so I'm going to add my exponents, 4 plus 3, and I get x to the 7th power. Here's another example. X to the 5th times x to the negative 3rd power. Notice my bases are the same. I add 5 plus negative 3, and I get x squared. And then this last one, x times x to the 6th. So what is the exponent if all we have is an x? How many x's do I have? I have 1. So that would be x to the 1st. And then I would add 1 plus 6, and my answer would be x to the 7th power. All right, so example 1, we are going to simplify. All right, A, 4 to the 6th power times 4 to the 7th power. 4's are the same, so I'm going to add my exponent, 6 plus 7, and I get 4 to the 13th power. 6 plus 7, 4 to the 13th power. I don't think it's necessary to calculate 4 to the 13th power, just know that it's 4 to the 13th power. So example B, I have A times a to the 4th times a squared. Again, I need a 1 right here. So when I add them, I have 1 plus 4 plus 2. And my answer is a to the 7th power. A to the 7th. And then C is x to the 3rd times x to the 1st power and x to the negative 5th. So I'm going to add 3 plus 1 plus negative 5. I have to add my exponent, and I get x to the negative 1st power. But remember, we can't have a negative exponent, so what do? I move that to the bottom, and I get 1 over x. Come in. Hi. I am, but I'm filming right now, Charisma. Come back later, okay? Okay. You're going to be in my lecture. Everybody say hi, Charisma. Bye, Charisma. Okay, sorry. So x to the negative 1 power is 1 over x. All right, so example 2, some more simplified. Now look at this. This is much longer, so let me explain. 4x squared times 3y to the 3rd times 6x to the 5th times y. So there's a couple of different things going on here. First thing we need to do is get our large numbers, like the big numbers that are being multiplied. The coefficients is what they're called. So the 4 and the 6 and the 3. So you underline the big numbers, 4, 3, and 6, and we're going to multiply those. 4 times 3 times 6, like normal. Those are not exponents, so they don't get added. You just multiply those like normal. And then we can look at our x's. And I have x to the 2 plus 5. And then we can look at our y's. And I have y to the 3 plus 1. So I got 2 and 5 from my exponents for the x's. And then I got 3 plus 1 from 3 and 1. And now I can simplify it further. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 6 is maybe 72. 4 times 3. And then x to the 2 plus 5 is 7. And y to the 4th. So one more time, you multiply your big numbers, 4, 3, and 6. You multiply your big numbers like normal, and then you combine your like bases, x and x, and then y and y. So let me show you one more. A squared times 3b to the 4th times negative 1b to the third power. So again, I start with my 3. And then what do you think we're going to put right here? We're going to slip in a 1. So this is like negative 1. So 3 times negative 1. And then I'm going to look at my a's. I only have a squared. That's all I have. And then I'm going to look at my b's. B to the 4th and b to the 3rd. So I'm going to add b to the 4 plus 3. And when I put all of this together, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, a squared, b to the 7th. So you try number 6 and 7. Number 6 and number 7, I want you to pause the video, work these out on your own, and then press play when you're ready for me to go over them. I'll move out of the way. Alright, so on number 6, the first thing we do is we multiply 5, 2, and 3. 5 times 2 times 3. And then we're going to look at our m's. And remember, that's a 1. So we have m to the 1 plus 8. And then we have our p, which is just by itself. So now I multiply. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 3 is 30. M to the 9. And p to the 4. All right, number 7. I have 5 and I have 6. So 5 times 6. And then I have an x here and an x here. So x to the negative 3 plus 7. And then a y and a y. So y to the 1 plus negative 4. And 5 times 6 is 30. X to the 4th. Y to the negative 3, because 1 plus negative 4 is negative 3. And we're almost done, except what's wrong? You can't have a negative exponent. So I need to move this to the bottom. So my final answer is 30 x to the 4th over y to the 3rd. I hope you got that right. Alright, so let's go over a couple of real world examples. Real world number 8. Find the area of the triangle. So draw this triangle. Doesn't have to be big, but draw this triangle. And then we have a base of 6x squared. This is your base. And then we have a height of 9x cubed. So draw this in your notes. And then it says find the area. So here's the formula for area, just in case you've forgotten. 1/2 base times height. And then I've shown you where I've substituted. I brought down my 1/2. I took my base. And then I took my height. And now I've used my exponent rules. So I have 1/2, 6, and 9. And then x squared and x to the 3rd. So I know that 1/2, 6, and 9 is 27. And 2 plus 3 is x to the 5th. So the area is 27x to the 5th. I got 27 by doing half of 6 is 3. And 3 times 9 is 27. And then I added these exponents. And that is how you find the area of a triangle. Area of a triangle. Alright, so you try real world number 9. It says find the area of this rectangle. So you have a length. You have a length and you have a width. And the area is length times width. So try this one on your own, pause the video, and then restart it when you're ready to move on. So I have my length and my width. And I know that 6 times 3 is 18. And then x times this x to the 6th times x to the 4th means I can add my exponents, and that is x to the 10th. So my area is length times width, and I get 18x to the 10th power. Write down any questions you have, and I'll see you tomorrow.